Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Margaret, also known as 7 Plaza here and on Instagram. And today is day 11 of the 100 day project. I am going to do something very simple but therapeutic for me. What I want to do is make my own labels. I have lots of label frame stamps. I use these a lot, you can see that, in all different shapes and sizes. And what I would like to do is show you what sort of papers and magazines and such I use to make my own labels. Let's get started. Let me show you what sort of papers I use. Some of them, like these, are very precious and special, and others are very common, so that you can make as much as you want with them. These are ledger papers. Antique, it's from 1929, and handwritten ledger papers. I love these so much and I hoard them a lot. But if you make labels out of them, you have so much use out of one page. I also use like special book pages. This is from a German book that tells you all about, I don't know, building stuff, architecture and such. And it has such interesting images and drawings and numbers on them. They will make for lovely labels. And then these vintage magazines with sewing patterns in them and cross stitch patterns, and they also have just interesting images like these, beautiful, that can make for wonderful labels. Music paper, of course, always works. Oh, this is also nice. You can make lovely labels with these. I have some, this is an old vintage magazine. This is, I believe, Libella. There's lots of advertisement in it. And then these, you know, what shall we call it? I love it. Make a label out of it. It's beautiful. Or like this. And this is also a very old magazine from 59 with lots of advertisements. I got these from Pink Paper Daisy. She has beautiful vintage magazines. And here's one of my own from 1893. Isn't this gorgeous? And also these little small elements will make for lovely labels. And then for the ordinary papers, well, let me get one from the big atlas. How nice is this? You can do all sorts of things with this. And then I also have some book pages with interesting things on it, some handwritten. These are printables, so you can use them again and again. And I have some scraps from old magazines, again a printable, and this is from an old telephone book. You name it. Let's start with making some labels. Now, to start, I've picked out this page. I'll bring it a little bit closer. Love this element, all these numbers and columns and such. It's not a really regular book page, but it is from an old book. When I make my stamps, my labels, I take out all the label stamps that I like. And I am fortunate enough to have so many of these acrylic blocks that I already put them out. Saves on time and it's rather handy. You can use all sorts of colors. I prefer to use black and sometimes red, and if I am in the mood, I sometimes also use the blue ones. But I'm gonna do red and black for now. I want this number to be in a label. That works just fine. You see me use labels all the time, and it's so interesting in different projects cannot bend over because then my stupid hat will be in frame, so I hope this works. There you go. What I do is I stamp over the whole page, and afterwards I cut them out. There you go. Show you this or this, doesn't really matter. Oh, this looks nice. There you go. And if you want, you can use all sorts of colors, of course. And once you cut them out, you will see how interesting they really are. I also have these small ones that you could just stamp out some words, a phrase or something. Look, love it. Oh yeah, I want to show you this. This was a stamp set that I found in a thrift store, and let me get my hand underneath. As you can see, the stamp had these lines. I do not want these lines, so what you can do is just ink it and then wipe out the lines. I did not want to do that, so I just took my knife and I cut the whole part with the lines out. So now I will use it much more often. I do prefer the rectangle labels more than the round ones, but let's be adventurous and do it like so. Yep, don't take them off. Also love this one. It's like more of a Art Deco classic kind of label. Let's do it over here. I'm just gonna stamp everywhere, and then I will cut them out and show them to you, because then you will see the full effect of how this works. Also try to do it sometimes in the opposite direction. Oh, I love these. I'm gonna do one more of these. And then my square one, go over here and there. We have more. Yes, I also have this one. Did we already use it? Nope. Another one that is square from another set. Will it fit? Oh, I'm gonna do it this way. Let's get another round one. I prefer the square ones opposed to the round ones. Do I still have another? No. I'm all out of blocks. For one, I find it much easier to cut a square label than a round one. Because I'm so rubbish at this. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna cut these out off camera because, you know, boring. And then I'll show them to you. So here's what they look like once I cut them out. It looks completely different than it did on the page. And I really, really like it. For instance, like a label like this has a little bit of a blank space. And what I like to do is customize it a little bit by stamping something else on it. I am going to go for, you know, a number. This big old 3. There we go. Looks so nice. And then I also have this one with a little hand. It is just cute. Now you can use them for all sorts of projects. I love them. Let's do a different kind of page. How about this beautiful antique French magazine? I love it. It's almost falling apart. It's that old. But it will make for some lovely labels, especially this part. I love this part. I'm gonna do different sorts of labels with this part. Taking out the big one. Again, I'm gonna do these in black because I think that works better with this color of paper. Hopefully this works because I cannot bend over. And we go. Oh yeah, so nice. Unfortunately, I really wanted it to go up a little bit because I also want this to be a label. Let's see if we can sneak a bit in, maybe. Probably not, but we're gonna try anyway. I'll move it a little bit closer, hopefully. I don't know if this works. No. But we're gonna fix it some way. I don't know how, but we're gonna fix it. Also want this little piece here. There you go. This says journal. Isn't that awesome? Yep. And then I want a long one for this part. Gonna leave a little bit of room, hopefully. Yes. And I love this font. It's not really an image of any sort, but we could stamp it and then use it as a background. Oops. It just looks really cool. I'm also going to do that with this part because this has a nice sort of aged stain on it, and I want to capture that. There you go. I'm not going to touch the image. Far too beautiful. I'm going to do something else with it. I have no clue what. Will this work, or is this too small? This is a date, I believe. Yep, there you go. I have some more over here. Cool. And also a date here. And why not? Is that it? No, I want this part. I still want that part. Where's this one? I'm going to use this one. So many uses just out of this first page. Because I'm going to save this piece, I'm going to save this piece, and then this could also be like a scrap for, I don't know, for a background collage. Let's cut it. And here's what they look like once they're cut out. They look so much different. So we ran into two little problems. Well, I ran into two little problems. As I mentioned, I overlapped these two stamps, but I'm gonna fix it. I am missing just a tiny bit. Let me see if I can show you. I want to use like a marker to fill this up, and when I wanted to cut this one out, I noticed that the page was already a little bit torn, so we're gonna fix it. With this one I will use like a fine liner, a black one, and I'm just gonna fill this part in so you will not even notice it. There you go. Problem fixed. Problem number one. I could throw this out, but I'm not gonna. I just took a piece of cardstock and I want to glue that on. I am not going to glue it on this paper because it's very fragile. So I'm going to use the glue on this piece. By the way, loving the Uwu glue. I really like it, so recommend. Stick it on. Be sure that it doesn't separate at the tear. I would let it dry for a bit, but we don't have the time. So, and then I'm gonna cut it out. I'm gonna leave a little bit of an edge around this oval because I like that. Very sturdy label now. You could do this with all labels, of course, if you wanted to be like some sort of a book plate on the cover of your journal. Or want it as a little card, you can write something in the back. Looks awesome now. There you go. Want to try another page? Let's try another page. As I was going through all my other pages, I heard you guys screaming, do the ledger one and use the red ink. So, well, here's the ledger one. I'm gonna try the red ink. Not really sure about it, but we're gonna try. We're gonna try because of you guys. I'm not really sure how this ink will react with the type of paper. Could be rubbish, but then it's all your fault. I want this piece. Well, actually, you guys were right. It's really cool. I like it a bunch. Yeah. These are gonna be so awesome. Here's a nice amount. Oh, no, no, no. Oh, it worked. It worked. I want this piece over here. Is this big enough? No. I have one bigger, don't I? Yeah, this one. Yeah, I'm gonna do this one. There you go. Over here it has this beautiful writing, says the client of this piece. I am not gonna make a label out of this because I want to keep it as a whole. I do want to use this piece though. Will this be big enough? It's even too big. Let's have this one. As you can imagine, I'm gonna use like every little centimeter of this page to make something out of. I want this piece. I'm just trying to see which will work best. Oh, that's nice. Yep. Who would have known that we would love this sort of paper? I wouldn't have guessed a couple of years ago. I'd be like, you know, it's paper, has some numbers on it. What's the big deal? But now we cherish it. We adore it. I really hope this is not too boring for you guys. I have seen Rachel and Gail do these sorts of videos and I love it. So I'm guessing maybe you'd like it too. Maybe you don't. Who knows? Even like the part with just the dots over here. Yes. Yes, I'm gonna do it like so. What I'm gonna do, I am going to stamp some more and cut it out and then show it to you guys. I'll do it off camera. Be right back. I told you I was going to use every little centimeter of this page. I completely stamped it everywhere. I did leave this part over here that had the beautiful writing, the name of the person, and on the bottom of the page I also just stamped some random labels. I can fill them in with some stamps or letters or whatever I want at a later date. I am going to cut these out and keep them. So we have these ones and these ones, and what I also want to show you is how I sent these to my friends in a little pocket. The pocket is made out of a 6x6 piece of paper. Preferably it will be double-sided. Why? Let me show you. I already pre-folded it, guys, because it's a bit of a puzzle. Hope you can follow along. Just fold it in half like this. Then you fold it in half again, so you have like a new sort of square. Then I'm gonna fold it open. I'm sorry, I'm gonna turn it around. Yeah. Then this flap you fold all the way to the middle, so it touches these two lines. Score it. Then on the opposite side, this flap you fold in, but not all the way to the end. Just leave like, I think, what will it be? 2 centimeters on each side. Then you're gonna flip it over, and then you're gonna fold this one also not all the way to the edge, but I think like 1 centimeter. It's probably 1 centimeter off. Then you're gonna fold it. Hopefully I'm doing it right now. Yes. It's a bit of a puzzle. So we folded this one, and this one to the other side. Do not fold it to this side, to the other side. Then I'm gonna fold this over here and then this over here, and you flip it around. There you go. You have 1, 2, 3 pockets now. It would be nicer if it was double-sided, double printed, because then these white edges would be, you know, in a different kind of pattern. I'm just gonna glue some bits down. I'm gonna glue this part down, just, you know, have a dot so it will stay. This stays over here, and then I'm gonna glue this part down. Just these two, like so. And then you can put your labels in every which way you want and send them to a friend, or keep them in your journals, or, as I do, sell them in your shop on Instagram. Sometimes I also do a little bit of a decoration. Put a label down, like so. Isn't that just lovely? I love it. Hope you guys liked the video. Let me tell you that the ledger paper, I have packs of ledger paper in the shop, and I also have the beautiful, I only have one piece of this left, the beautiful antique French magazines. They will be listed in my shop, 7plaza.curiosa on Instagram. So I hope to see you there. Bye guys, see you tomorrow.